I'm going to show you how you can make some bath bombs. You've probably seen a lot of colorful and fancy bath bombs at the store and have been wondering how to make your own. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to make some bath bombs using ingredients you probably already have at home. Let's get started. Okay guys, now I'm going to show you the ingredients that you guys need to grab so that you can make your bath bombs. Let's get started over here. So I've got 2 ounces of baking soda, 1 ounce of citric acid, 1 ounce of cornstarch, and 1 ounce of Epsom salts. You're going to probably want to use a balance to measure out each of these 4 ingredients, and make sure you have an adult help you out. That way you get the bath bombs the way you want them. Alright, so let's move on to our 4 wet ingredients. So the first wet ingredient is water, and you're going to need about 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of this, okay? The next thing is oil. So you can use olive oil or coconut oil, whatever you like better, whatever you think smells better, go ahead and use it. I'm going to use coconut oil, and if you're going to use coconut oil, make sure you have an adult help you out when you're melting it. That way it's liquidy and mixes well with the water. So this is what mine looks like. Looks pretty nice. For the third ingredient, this is completely optional. We're going to have essential oils. I'm using lavender. Again, you don't have to use this if you don't want to. Completely optional if you don't have it. Skip it, no problem. And for the last ingredient, this is my favorite ingredient, by the way. It's food coloring. I love to add food coloring. Green, blue, red, whatever you want, add it. Feel free to add as much or as little as you want. Okay, pause the video. Get your ingredients ready and come back. Let's do it! Alright, first ingredient, 2 ounces of baking soda, 1 ounce of citric acid, 1 ounce of cornstarch, and 1 ounce of Epsom salts. Alright, make sure you get all of it out there. I'm going to use a fork to mix them up. Mix, mix, mix. Make sure you get it really mixed up. Okay, once it's mixed, we're ready to get into the wet ingredients. So the first thing that I'm going to add to my wet ingredients is the coconut oil. Now I'm going to add my essential oil. I'm using lavender, completely optional. You can skip this step if you don't have any essential oils or if you don't like essential oils. And if you're going to use it, just add a couple drops. These are really concentrated. And if you add 1 drop or 2 drops, it's going to give you the smell you're looking for. So. Okay, perfect. All right. Now you're going to mix just a little bit. Okay. Now we're going to add the food coloring. I'm going to use green, and remember, just add a couple drops because food coloring is really concentrated. So if you want a light color, you're just only going to need a couple drops. Okay. All right. Now you're going to come in and you're going to mix just a little bit your food coloring and your coconut oil or whatever oil you're using. Just a little bit. Okay. And now it comes time to add the water. So be really careful when adding the water. You're only going to need a little bit at a time. So I'm just going to add maybe half a teaspoon. So that's probably good. And go ahead and add it to your coconut oil and mix. So your food coloring is going to, if you're using food coloring, it's going to start to show the color, which is nice. So if you want to add more food coloring, go ahead and add. If you don't, you can wait and you can add it later. So I'm just going to mix. Okay, it's not going to mix really well because the water and the oil, you know, water and oil don't mix, but that's okay. Just mix it as best as you can, and then once you're done mixing, you feel like it's good, we're going to go ahead and add it to the dry ingredients. And remember, you're probably going to need a little bit more water. It's completely okay, but we don't want to add too much water. That way our bath bomb still gets that dry feeling. All right. So I'm going to be really slow. And if it starts to fizz, that's okay. Just slow it down and start mixing your dry ingredients. Stop adding wet ingredients, and I'm going to start mixing my dry ingredients together because I can hear it fizzing. Okay, I'm probably going to need a lot more water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of water to my wet ingredients. Okay, maybe I added too much. It's okay. We'll see. And then go ahead and mix your wet ingredients again. Okay, and then go ahead and add slowly to your dry ingredients. It's gonna fizz a little bit. It's okay. Just wait for it. Mix it with the dry ingredients, and it'll stop fizzing. Try to make sure it's really mixed. If it clumps up, try to break up the clumps. That way, the wet ingredients are really getting to those dry ingredients. Still clumpy, pretty clumpy. So if you can see, I'm just trying to mix as much as I can. I really like the color. If you want to add more food coloring, it's okay. You can go ahead and add it and just keep mixing. So at this point, I'm going to add a little bit more water because I still got a lot of dry ingredients. Okay, it's going to fizz. Just keep mixing. And I'm going to use my hands for this part because it's going to make it easier for me to grab and mix the ingredients together. So I'm just going to put my water down, scoop it off. Feel free to use your hands, okay? Go ahead and put them together. That's the part, okay? Mix those dry ingredients with the wet ones. Perfect. And I really like this mint color. If you want a darker color, feel free to add, or more colorful, you can add more colors. Okay. So once it's all mixed up like this, what you want to do is you want to grab it like in your hands and see if it's clumping. If it's clumping pretty well, then you know you don't need any more water. If it's still pretty dry and grainy, then you should add just a little bit of more water, mix it, and try again. So once you've got this good clump, you're ready to add it to the mold. Now let's mold. I'm going to use these 2 eggshells for my molds. If you don't have eggshells, don't worry about it. Use whatever you've got. If you don't have anything, you can just use your hand, roll it up in a ball, and you'll be good to go. You're also going to need a tray with some wax paper on it for the overnight step. Alright, I'm going to fill up my molds with my bath bomb mix. Make sure you pack it in there really well. Once you're done packing, you're going to wait for 1 hour, and then we'll come back. Welcome back, everyone. Now it's time to take our bath bombs out of the mold. So the first step is to grab your bath bomb and flip it onto your hand, and then tap gently onto the outside mold. If it doesn't come out at first, just keep tapping gently, and hopefully it'll come out. If it doesn't come out and it breaks, no problem. Just take the powder, put it back into the mold, and then leave it for 30 minutes, and then come back and try again. So I'm going to go ahead and take my bath bomb and flip it onto my hand, and I'm going to tap gently, and here we go. Came out pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and set it onto my tray. I also made a multicolor bath bomb with glitter. And to make the multicolor bath bomb, what you need to do is get your dry ingredients, split it into 2, get your wet ingredients, split it into 2, add different colors of food coloring, whatever you want, and then you're going to mix the dry ingredients and the wet ingredients separately. Once you've got your bath bomb powder mix, go ahead and add each color to the mold, and you'll get a multicolored bath bomb. So I'm going to go ahead and take this one out of the mold. So this is what it looks like. I also added glitter to mine. If you want to add glitter, make sure the glitter you're using is non-toxic and is approved for use in beauty products. If you don't have glitter, no problem. The bath bombs will still be just as nice. So now that you've taken out your bath bombs and out of the mold, you're going to need to leave them overnight to dry, because even though they might feel a little bit dry right now, you still need to make sure that they're hard from the inside. That way they don't break easily. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Your bath bombs should now be all dry and ready to use. If you don't want to use your bath bombs right now, no problem. Just make sure to store them in a dry place. These are some pictures of the bath bombs that I made. Each batch will make about 3 to 4 mini bath bombs depending on the size of your mold. If you don't have any molds at your house, just try using an empty egg carton. That might work. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to check out the tips for good bath bombs at the end.